So today I want to talk about TikTok again, and I just want to make this clear. I still very much hate TikTok. I hate that when you view it from a computer, you can't pause, so I have to spend so much time just getting stuff set up to record videos. I hate how many young people are on there, and I'm not even that old myself. I'm 20, but why are the 12-year-olds on the same website where women are saying that sex work is work and you should aim to be a prostitute when you're 18? I have so many questions. But today let's go over a couple of these TikTok videos that support sex work, which is not work. Sex work is rape. Let's get into it. Notice how the questions they always tend to bring up in these videos are stuff like, basically racism, where's your father, that kind of thing, or you shouldn't do that because you don't respect yourself. They always tend to go for these very surface level questions instead of answering stuff like, are you safe at this job? Will you be able to find another job when you want to leave this industry? Does the stigma here affect you in other areas? We never ask those questions.
We do not care.
And then note the way that her response is. It's not like an actual answer to any question people bring up. It's just, look, I make money and therefore the trade-off is worth it. It's this concept that it's okay to degrade yourself. And I do not mean that the act of having sex is degrading. I mean the fact that you are being bought and sold like a product. That's okay as long as you get paid enough for it. Because what they don't seem to realize is with these kind of statements, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal at first. But then you realize, if you can buy sex, then sexual harassment, if you just throw in money, is no longer harassment. It's just a job offer. But let's not think about the repercussions, obviously. Let's just think about us and how we're getting some money right now at age 22 and not how we're going to get money at age 38.
Would you date a girl with an accounting page?
Yes, because sex work is work.
First off, I think the woman here is in the wrong from how she's phrasing this. This is, hey men, would you ever respect a woman who did this job? And that's the wrong question to ask. We shouldn't have to be begging for male validation, period. Okay, your self-worth is not determined by the number of sexual partners you have had or the abuse that you've gone through. Unrelated. However, I am very tired of hearing that statement. Sex work is work. Trans women are women. You hear these phrases that you don't really think too deeply into. You just parrot them, right? Like you say them because they're the right thing to say, because you have already been told that this is the current moral thing, right? And when you don't think further on it, it's just the thing you say. It's just an automatic response. What you're saying is that sex work, first off, we've renamed prostitution to sex work, which makes it a broad category that somehow equates having an OnlyFans or selling feet pictures, or even I've seen people argue drawing smut or writing it, to actual street walking. And those aren't the same thing. They're all going to give you some kind of problem and you're going to face some kind of abuse, but they're not equal. That's just, ugh.
This is so dumb. And no, not your question. Your question isn't dumb. The fact that we have this stigma behind people making money is dumb. Motherfuckers are like weapon manufacturer executives doing nothing but making shit that kills people. We don't have a problem with that. Nobody's coming after the CEO of Marlboro for making something that kills millions of people.
And, not to be dumb about this, but what's the gender breakdown for CEOs of weapon manufacturer companies or cigarette companies? Those are primarily men. Let's just put it there. So there's a gender issue here, number one. Two, the concept is just that he's trying to argue that we're just mad at sex workers because they're making bank in a way that we don't like. And that's just a complete misunderstanding of what the problem is. The problem is, you should not be a product to sell for male gratification. And if it was somehow in some egalitarian society where we didn't have sex-based oppression or any of these issues, even then it's one person is offering money to make another person have sex with them that other person does not want. Coerced sex. Coerced sex is rape. I thought we were against rape. Remember how we were all no means no just a couple years ago? But now I guess it doesn't matter anymore because sex work is work.
But heaven forbid a hot person shows genitals to make the rest of us feel better.
Just admit you can't get sex on your own and go. Just admit you've never actually seen a woman naked in your own life. Like, he's trying to make it out here like women who post nudes online or porn or whatever is doing a public service. You do not have, you are not obligated to receive sex or sexual gratification. You are not due that. That's not something that you're just supposed to get. You're not entitled to it.
Clearly, we have to shame them. Like, keep it in a buck, everybody loves titties, and everybody loves seeing titties. So am I gonna not date a person because they like spreading happiness? No. I'd rather kick Santa in the dick first.
And then, of course, if you look in the comments, it's full of people saying, "You dropped your crown, king. Oh my god, you're so great for saying this." He's so great for saying that he likes when women are sexually exploited. Can we go back to those days where we shamed people who watched porn and admitted it openly? Like, can we just go back to those days instead of saying to men, the fact that you would still date a woman who was a sex worker makes you above the other men. The fact that you are okay with a woman being sexually exploited. Perfect. Perfect example of malehood.
You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
Regardless of her obligatory sex workers work caption stuff, I love this. I'm glad to see some class consciousness arising on social media platforms, especially TikTok, where people will actually criticize this. Because if you look, like, there are so many young girls who turn 18 and the next day decide to open an OnlyFans account. And you can especially see that through some of the superstars who have done that. And it's like men were lusting over them before they hit that legal age. And we know that. We know this for a fact. They will openly admit that they've liked children, 12-year-old girls, and they were just waiting for the day they could come out and say it. And we don't want to think about how that could affect or pressure women into doing this, especially when you're young and impressionable. I'm not even that old, and I know that I've been young and impressionable. And I'm just really happy to see women like her actually say some stuff that makes some sense.
I am so sick of this narrative. OnlyFans is not easy money. It's not.
And the reason why it's not is the same reason why the cost for sex in German brothels has gone down to less than $5. Because the market is oversaturated, because so many people, so many women have been sold this idea that they could make easy money on OnlyFans. It's, you see all of our cultural women, all of these big, bold stars, they get paid to dress and act that way, to sell this lie to you that you too can do this and somehow make it out and be successful, because they want you to do it for free. So yes, for every Cardi B, for every Nicki Minaj, and every single woman out there who came from prostitution or stripping or what else and made it to a place where they don't have to do that anymore, where they can just make money and be happy, there's going to be thousands of girls who tried their hand at age 18, it didn't work out, and then 10 years down the line it comes up in background checks and screws them over when they're trying to get higher paying jobs.
And there's a lot of people who don't go back to OnlyFans because they went there for something sexual and they feel like they were lied to. And then people like me who don't have 370,000 followers and have been banned 5 different times from TikTok can't get exposure because I'm a sex worker and everybody thinks it's so easy. No, it's not. It's not easy money. You have to have 1 million people looking at you.
So now I just want to know, is the potential money you're making worth having millions of people see you and send explicit things to you and just get this part of you? They have access to you, and you're getting what in exchange? Is that exchange worth it, is all I'm saying. Because, yes, I don't think that sex work is easy. I don't. I'm not saying that it is, and I'm not saying that it's an easy cash grab. I'm saying that it's been sold as this thing that you can rise to success in, you can get a decent living in, and you can't. You can't. You have to give up way too much in order to get that high, and every girl who has made it that far, she's not happy because of it.
1 million people looking at you for 1% of them to even consider it. This is just, stop saying shit like this. No.
Personal opinion, but TikTok has kind of made it seem like if you're a young girl and you want to make good money fast, your only option is to go into porn.
I really love this TikTok, and I love the 2 comments on the side, that one person who thinks that the age be up to 21, and that other girl who's saying that she thinks it's done on purpose. I think it is too, because every single time we have a wave of feminism, there is a backlash, a counter movement right there that goes to push us back, and like we get a step, they push us down too. And it's not always immediately easy to see, and I mean, it's so pervasive that, like, I mean, you can talk about this with any woman, and she will understand it the moment that you put it in words, but we often don't realize that there are words to describe the sense of uneasiness we have about these situations. And I do think that we should raise the age of, like, a lot of social media platforms that have adult content on them a little bit higher. I don't think we'd ever manage to get to 21, but at the very least, I think 18 would be good for TikTok. And I think if they're going to have sites like this, they should have some kind of better age modulation. You want to go talk about sex work on this website? Sure. You got to put your credit card number in and get charged to send a video or something small like that, just so we can prove that you're actually an adult who's actually allowed to watch these things. Same thing with porn. Easy way to fix the problem. The comments are always off on videos like these because I know it's controversial, and then look at the things she's saying here. Oh, it makes me more confident, I'm in charge of my own life, I have, money to pay my bills. They never list the side effects or exactly what it is they're doing that they consider sex work, because to be honest, the term is so broad that it can mean anything from, like I said, writing smut, taking pictures, performing, or actually like going to meet people. And there's different risks with every single thing there, but a common one is just a rise in the use of substance abuse and mental illness in response to trauma from those situations. But they never mention that, ever. They just sell this lie that it's all daisies and butterflies and it's super fun and it's super easy, girls. They're selling a lie. A lie.
Feels like I'm going insane, yeah. It's a thief.
Well, I am a sex worker and I'm still doing the sex work, and I can tell how much toxicity is in my family. So if you quit sex work, this does not give you more courage to tell your family if they are toxic or not. You are just a swerve, a feminist against sex worker. That's what you are. That's who you are. A swerve. Peace.
And once again, you can see the use of one of the bad words, one of those dog whistles to shut up a woman. And it's so funny how they can literally say you're a feminist and use it like an insult. You're a swerve. Yes. Because that is what feminism is about. Removing sex-based oppression. And a tool of that oppression is through things such as sex work. Like, it's common sense. And I don't want to say much about this person's appearance, but there has been a lot of talk about how trans women will use prostitution as being gender affirming because they feel like that is the role of a woman, to be a sexual device for men, which I will have a video out on sometime soon. But yeah, this person needs help. Alright, and for our final TikTok of the day, I just wanted another little palate cleanser of some sanity in here, because every time I see someone parrot, just say radical feminist tenets, even if they don't say they're a radical feminist, even if they don't understand or go into theory or whatever, nothing makes me happier than when women are smart and have common sense and say stuff like this with their face out in the open, because the more of us that speak out on these topics, the less it's seen as this weird, out of the blue point.
Sex work exists for the sole purpose of making men come.
This is for the heavily saturated TikTok community of sex workers that literally encourage girls to get into that lifestyle without telling them what really goes on behind closed doors. I think y'all have absolutely no morals giving a one-sided biased opinion on the industry when you know damn well that that's where you meet pedophiles, that's where you meet rapists, that's where you meet murderers. Let me tell you why it's the blind leading the blind. If you make a video and it hits 1 million views of you telling girls get into this industry, do you really think that you're going to have a 100% success rate of actually getting into that industry and having everything all peaches and dandy? No. 90% of y'all are going to have to struggle and endure certain things that you should have never had to endure. A lot of y'all will be kidnapped from your families and will never see your families again. A lot of y'all will be raped and have to deal with that trauma for the rest of your life. Be careful.
Sex work exists for the sole purpose.
So this, dear viewers, is where we part. I want to thank you guys so much for bringing me to 500 subscribers, because this is just the thing that I rant at for fun, that I didn't expect anyone to watch these videos, let alone care. I'm really happy to recognize names in the comments, and I'm really glad to start conversations with you guys. So like I've said before, if you have anything you want me to talk about, put them down in the comments below. I read all of them, and yeah, I hope that the volume is a little bit more balanced than this one. I know that was a problem, but I am technologically stupid, and I had a very hard time figuring out just the screen recording aspect. But yeah, I will let you guys go, and I'll see you next time. Bye.